No Through Road was posted to YouTube on January 15th, 2009. Many consider this to be the first piece of analog horror, although the term wouldn't be coined until 2017. The video is less than 10 minutes long and is presented to the viewers as found footage. The footage shows four friends in their car on the way back home doing normal 2009 kid stuff. Whatever that is. After taking a shortcut through a private no-through road, for some reason, this small action seems to trap them in a time loop where they can't get away from this street sign.
It says we need Stevenage. It says Walking, Bennington. That is no. I don't even know where that is. That's nowhere near us.
Oh my god.
Wait, stop. No.
You can see that the boys begin to become stressed, start to realize the gravity of their situation. They start to have their doubts and fears building up.
Oh, you're a bunch of twats. I'm checking that sign. It cannot be the same.
Just go, I don't want to stay here.
But, oh, Chris, stop. Ollie, I don't want to drive down this road anymore. We've done it 3 times and we haven't got anywhere.
Until eventually, they turn around and go the opposite direction. And it seems to have worked for a second.
Yes. Oh, finally. I wanted to be a baker, but I couldn't make the dough.
Until this, to me, is the scariest part of the whole video. Before, all of this was just a weird coincidence, but now the boys gasp in shock, confusion, and terror. The playful, relieved attitude ends, and the slaughter begins.
All for nothing at all. All for nothing at all. With something to do. I was in the forest looking to see the trees, but not
So let's talk about it. So one of the very first things that this video does is that it establishes everything, all of the events in the real world. It tells you how the tape came to be. It even flashes up some, I think it's the British intelligence agency, the FBI from British, I guess. That's what, cut that out. Automatically makes you believe that it could happen to anybody. It could happen to you, because these kids, they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything special. They didn't go into a haunted house or anything like that. They're just driving. They took a turn. That's all it was, and that's all it took. And anybody could take a wrong turn. Anybody could take a wrong turn. So I think that's a really big appeal of it. And that's something that carries through analog horror today, is establishing events in the real world in some way or another, grounding it in reality in some way, because I think that makes it more relatable. Analog horror also, usually, it makes you feel as if you're discovering something. Like you found some video that you shouldn't have. It draws you in because now you're a part of it in a way. There's also visual glitches on the video constantly throughout the whole thing. Usually when something especially weird is happening. And visual, video glitches like that, everywhere in analog horror. It's everywhere. And the acting from these kids is so authentic, and the editing is so well done, and it's so believable to the point where apparently people didn't know if it was real or not. Apparently it was a huge deal that people weren't sure if it was authentic, because analog horror wasn't a thing yet. The best part to me is that It started off because they were driving around. They saw like that tunnel and they were like, it'd be creepy. And then they just did it. They just did it. He said he was inspired by the Blair Witch Project, which you can definitely see throughout a lot of the video. The way that it's technically a found footage, but found footage, let's be honest, is kind of analog horror's granddaddy. But yeah, it's just these kids were driving around. One of them saw the tunnel and was stricken with inspiration. And I feel like this is going to be a little pretentious, but I feel like that's art in itself, like in its essence, is that sometimes inspiration strikes you and you just ride that lightning. That is art in its purest form. It's inspiration striking and action. And I think that No Through Road, which is at, let me look. As recording this, it is at 3.3 million views on YouTube right now. 3.3 million views on YouTube. You know, people obviously recognize this as being something that was great. And it inspired, obviously, so many series after it. And I think that, you know, it's kind of a landmark. If you're into horror on the internet at all, or horror as a genre, you should watch No Through Road. I think everybody should watch No Through Road if they're interested in any kind of filmography. Not to say that it's like perfect. No, not at all. But I feel like there's definitely some things that can be learned from it, especially given that, you know, these were just some kids. And I think that it's kind of a testament that anybody can do it. I think that's when analog horror really picked up. I think that's when people started to think, like, all you really need is a camera, sometimes not even a camera, and some, like, half-decent editing skills. That's it. That's all it takes. It takes a good idea and work. I think that's really cool. Hi, I'm October. I'm actually still editing this video that you just finished watching. This is obviously a lot different from my usual content. I just got inspiration to do this. I've always kind of enjoyed content like this, so I wanted to try something a little different. And I do have 3 other videos kind of like this. This is kind of like a little 4-episode series, because it helps my attention span if I break it up. It could have definitely been one video, and maybe in the future I'll edit them together. But for my little Zoomer brain, I need the immediate gratification. But I'm getting off track. My main point is that this is a lot different from my usual content. YouTube doesn't like that. And I didn't really post before. I'm trying. Maybe I'll enjoy this format more. And I'll start making stuff. But if you did like this video, please consider subscribing. Gratification helps. Seeing, this may sound very shallow, but success motivates me. The numbers do motivate me. If I feel like I'm not getting anywhere, I'm not gonna try. So I kind of need your help to fight my stupid Zoomer brain, because I do want to make stuff like this. Because I do care about this stuff. I get passionate about this. Thanks for watching. Stick around. Bye. That was cringe.